And when they had crossed over, they came to land at Gennesaret. That verse doesn't seem like much, but that verse is so important. Do you know why? They got to where Jesus said that they were going to go. He made them get in the boat and he said, go over there. I'll meet you over there. That was across the way. That's exactly where he was going to meet them. That's exactly where he knew that they would end up. He eventually joined them, but he did it in his way. He did it in his time, and the experience was so much better. They saw Jesus in a greater way than they could have ever seen him otherwise. So if you're in the middle of a storm this morning, especially one that you feel like you're in because you're following Jesus, he always gets his people where they need to go in his time. Like, be assured it's in his time. You may feel like, I don't know, like I've been in this for a long time. I don't think things are ever going to change. In his time, he will always get you to where you need to go in his time, because his greatness, he is greater than anything we're experiencing in life. I've experienced this. You've experienced this. People in our church have experienced this. Like, we have people right now that are kind of on the other side of the storm, and they're looking back and they're still trying to process it all, but like, man, God did this and helped me with this and grew my faith with this. And there's some of you that's still in the middle of the storm. I just read a story this week from a lady by the name of Amy. She grew up in church, and she got away from church, and she got involved in her career. She was working for Wells Fargo. She would never take any time off. I mean, she was just totally engrossed in this career, and a successful career. Her daughter, Mackenzie, never really grew up in church because she had kind of jumped out before all that. And during Mackenzie's freshman year of college, as she was studying to be a nurse, she started attending a church with some of her classmates, and Mackenzie heard the gospel, and she accepted Jesus Christ as her Savior. It wasn't long before she had signed up to go on a mission trip with her church to Uganda. The mission trip was to serve and help at a place called the Hero House, a house for homeless boys. And while on that trip, God messed her up. She returned with the plan. When I get my nursing degree, I'm going to go back. I'm going to sell my life out. I'm going to sell my life reaching the street boys of Kampala, Uganda. All that knew Mackenzie said that after accepting Jesus and realizing her purpose, everything about her changed. There was so much joy. She had a plan, she had a hope, she had a dream. And 6 months after Mackenzie returned from that mission trip, she died in a single car accident. Her mother watched the video. She said, I didn't understand. Like, why would God do that? And which one of us could blame her mom? Which, by the way, the next 2 weeks we're going to be talking about, I doubt God, and I doubt God will do it for me. Two things that I'm sure her mom was asking at that time or thinking at that time, but her mom said at Mackenzie's funeral, 21 people prayed to receive Christ as Savior, including Mackenzie's father. In Kampala, they decided to name the Hero House the Mackenzie House. You can look it up. You can read about it. And later on that year, Amy, her mom, went to the Mackenzie House to see the boys that Mackenzie's heart went out to. And for the past 6 years, Amy, Mackenzie's mother, has gotten back into church, has restored her relationship with God, and regularly takes time off her successful career with Wells Fargo, something she would have never, ever done before, to go and serve and help and teach at the Mackenzie House. Through the storm, Amy's mom found her purpose in Jesus Christ. Would you say that Amy went through a storm? I would. I would say that's a storm that I can't even begin to understand. It's a storm that I don't want to ever try to understand or go through. But here's what I'll tell you. When they get to the other side, it'll all be okay. Because of the storm, everybody's going to be okay. Mackenzie's going to be okay. Amy's going to be okay. Mackenzie's father's going to be okay. And so many others that her life touched because of the storm is going to be okay. Because the one who is in us is so much greater than what's coming against us. If God can take a situation like that and use it for His glory, He can take whatever's going on in your life today and do the same.